Good morning, friends. We're back. I've been on the grind. We are already at 97 prayer. I think I have all the bones to get to 99. So we have a big decision to make today. But we'll get to that in a little bit. I think right now we're going to tune in to the sailing Q&A. Been listening to it a little bit. But maybe we can get some market tips here. Let's tune on in.
Not to the vampires and the gays.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Kadir.
Update's gonna slap. I hope you're looking forward to Blood Moon Rises. I know I am.
So let's invite Jay Kyle on to speak. We have about half an hour left of this stage. Hi, Kyle.
Hello.
What's your question?
About 30
Kyle, what's your
minutes left,
question
they
for the
said.
team?
So I wanted to know if you could well, not like bypass a poll, but like if you knew for sure it would pass a poll, what reward would you add tied to the sailing skill? Be it like an item, a perk, or perhaps a equipment or armor, something like that.
Great question.
Rewards.
I would add some.
Don't have any resource info,
gold
really.
That you just sink into the sea as a gold sink, and I haven't really thought about that. It just came from an idea from the Twitch chat yesterday because people love gold sinks, and you just sink some gold, and it could be fun. So that's what I would add.
Yeah, the golden anchor. That was a fun idea.
Yeah. What about you guys on the panel?
I really want.
I will never
I
say
really
no
want
to a
some way
cold sink.
to sail around the whole main continent, just like really, really fast, like a jet ski, basically. That just lets you go way faster than a normal boat. But I don't think that we can do that.
Sounds OP.
The secret art of putting multiple things on a pizza in RuneScape.
Is that even sailing related?
Yeah, how does that even?
Yeah, you could discover it, on a random tropical island, Go on a
Elena
voyage to discover it,
Italian turtles.
Make a pizza
Italian
so
turtles.
good that Yama just gives you the oath plate.
I don't think Italians likes my pizza, so no.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure, to be honest. I feel like I've been so caught up in like the things that we have designed and things that we are wanting to talk to the community about that I feel like what I would add is probably already in there waiting for community consultations. I kind of don't want to spoil anything.
Ooh, I think that's a good answer. Like, wait and see for the next sort of 2 polls, and hopefully you'll be.
We should go look at the
excited by
poll.
it.
Yeah, I don't need the caveat of if it would just pass a poll. All my ideas are bangers. They just pass polls anyway, right?
I want
Oh,
to add
God.
I want to add the Club Penguin dance emote to Old School.
I haven't even read it.
That would be the reward I add.
Seeing a
Check
lot of
out the
love for
news
that in the
post on the
chat. Alright,
side here.
Kyle, does that sort of answer your question?
That does, thank you. And you saw through my thinly veiled ploy to try and get spoilers.
I respect you for trying. Alright, I'm gonna move you over to the audience. We have 80 people requesting. I don't think we'll be able to get through everything.
Just realized I don't have my
so
chat up.
Try our best. Natsu, I'm inviting you. Hi, what's your question?
Hey, what's up? Thank you for accepting me. I was not expecting that. I have actually been thinking about other continents. So, like, sailing, to me, clearly you're going to be able to go from Gielinor to Zaya, right? But are we ever going to get a third continent that's, like, Japanese? Kind of like the samurai that's
Eastern
in Port
style.
Magnus?
Interesting question.
I think,
Yeah, we've
like,
been working on that secretly. We're just going to drop it alongside sailing. But no,
Alright,
but in all
cool.
seriousness, I think like the Eastern Lands idea is something that the community have wanted for a while, and whatever shape that is, whether that's like an archipelago, like what RuneScape have, or something else, is completely up in the air and be undecided. But whatever direction that ends up being, if we end up tackling such a project, that's a project I'd love to go be part of. I'm a massive fan of Japanese culture. Went there for my
I
honeymoon.
feel like
would love to
RuneScape
go back
3 did
again.
that a little bit.
Literally in the process of surrounding my house in the country with cherry blossom trees because I just think they're awesome. So, yeah, that's a project I'd love to be part of if we do something like that. But I don't know. I wouldn't say it's set in the stone for the future, or if there were plans, we definitely couldn't answer them on the stage here.
I wasn't
Yeah,
sure if I was gonna have to like go to Reddit and make a whole backstory for the continent like they did with Zaya, but
Yeah, you just need to remember
It
the
probably
black
would.
text. No, the yellow text and black background.
Yeah, definitely. It would need significant
So the
design work,
poll
and I
on
think
topics-
for us, like with sailing,
I'm gonna let her finish.
the beginning of it is just filling out what's already there. There's so much blank space that we get to fill with this update. But beyond that, like once we have filled all of that, the sky's the limit, or there is no limit. Like we can go east, we can go south, we can go north, maybe even further west than Kourend. Like it's all possible because of sailing.
Yeah, I just
The real
wanna add
question
as
is, if you keep
well-
going west from Kourend, do you eventually come back and hit Gillinor, or do you sail off the edge? Because that's that's another
Well,
question.
Gillinor
Ash
Flat Earthers.
confirmed to me, I asked a question in our like work chat whether Gillinor is flat, and he did send me information on the wiki to show that Gillinor is not flat. There is actual lore in the game that Gillinor is a globe, and specifically Mud Ash helped me to learn that. So I just wanted to share that wisdom with you guys. It is not flat. And we have lore to back that up, apparently. On the question as well, yeah, there have been people asking, for example, when we filled in like Menaphos on the world map, we wanted to emphasize that even though like these places are like filled in, and I'm sure that we will explore them someday, we don't want to like couple really large projects with sailing, because sailing is already such a large project. So if you're looking for specific like places like Washenko, for example, I wouldn't want to couple that with sailing, as it would just expand the scope of the project like so massively. It's already such like a huge project. But the ideas and stuff involved are really useful to know. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question a little bit. Natsu.
yeah, pretty much.
All right, thank you so much. I'm gonna move
Thank you.
over to the audience. And let's get Kid Penguin. Hi, Kid Penguin. What's your question?
Hello. Oh my gosh, what an honor it is. Hi, I'm Andrew, and my question is that the Barracuda trials, I've been so excited for those. I voted for shamanism. I was shamanism diehard, but when I saw the initial proposals for the Barracuda trials, I got super excited. I'm really hoping that they're kind of like a vehicular Hollowed Sepulchre, some sort of navigation obstacle course kind of thing. That's kind of what it seems to be based on how I've been reading the blog posts. Excuse me. But my concern is when it comes to Hollowed Sepulchre, I love that mini game, that training activity, whatever you want to call it. But I, as someone who is generally typically kind of bad at video games, I get better with practice, but my start line is pretty bad. I, even after hundreds of completions, am still getting at 4th level Sepulchre, so prerequisite level 82, about the same XP per hour there as I was getting at level 60 at the Werewolf Agility course, and still get there today. So we know that, generally speaking, people think that more effort and attention and
I love this
intensity
guy.
that goes into an activity should result in better XP rates. My question for you guys is, how does Jagex measure like effort, attention, intensity? Sweatiness is a great word for it. How do you guys measure sweatiness for a training activity, either in development or after launch, to go refine how much different XP rates there are, and how you'd like to adjust them, especially regarding the baseline for low or moderate skill players, and then how high skill players and the best of the best experts can reach a higher ceiling with more sweaty versions of the already kind of sweaty activity.
Great question.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and it was the bane of my existence, to be honest, when I was towards the end of Sepulchre, because
Game
you very
balance.
quickly realize that the variance in the absolute pinnacle top end and the person who's just getting like, you know, safe standard completions, maybe a mistake or two, are just night and day. It's like especially with Barracuda Trials, it is definitely a concern of mine. Like, if I said like, hey, you've got 10 minutes to do something, and you know someone does it in say like 9 minutes 30, it's like, cool, yeah, you've got like a 5% saving there. That's quite easy to measure. But how do you balance that against someone who does it in 6 minutes is kind of the problem. Now, the problem with Barracuda Trials is because they're shorter form activity, you're kind of talking like the difference between a 2-minute time and a 2:30 time is kind of a lot as far as XP. You know, you're talking about like 20-25% more XP. I think in general, the way I tend to view these things now, after reflecting on Sepulchre a lot, is you just kind of need to accept that there are limits people will push, but just accept that the like sweat, as I guess you put it, is definitely a big factor in that.
Sweat.
Like, if you think about someone who's going at full sweat 100% efficiency in, say, like, I don't know, the first Barracuda trial, which is level 30, maybe they're beating port tasks out at level 50, but it drops off like after that. But someone who's doing them at like regular rates, they would start picking up port tasks instead at say like 42 or 43. And someone who's like really bad at them is probably just going to move on to port tasks straight away. So there is absolutely going to be that sort of, I guess, difference in there. But you still need to kind of respect that there's an amount of skill and attention to detail that goes into that. Even if you said like, oh, I had a really intense single really good Barracuda trial, I'm going to take a 2-minute break and go get a drink after that or something, that's cutting to your XP rates already. So I don't know, there's definitely like that aspect of it. You're looking at the average of runs as well. I think Barracuda trials are definitely well, I say definitely generally, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I would say they're more solvable than Sepulchre is, just because they tend to have less randomness. But at the same time, that means it's probably slightly easier to balance. I don't know. I don't think it's easy to balance at all. I think you're right to say that it's a factor, and I think it's something we probably just have to accept with that piece of content. It's certainly easier for sailing from the ground up, knowing that it has Barracuda Trials as a intense gameplay method, that we're not suddenly trotting on other activities. That was a big thing I had, where the HLC were kind of complaining at me, and rightly so, because the blog stated slightly higher than RD, and then when I realized what I created, I was like, nobody's going to do this for 65k XP an hour, 70k XP an hour. This needs to push higher, and then it was already like it had to usurp Werewolf Course in order for the amount of effort to make sense. So I've definitely gotten better as a developer for that. Sailing doesn't have that problem because it doesn't have another method that's been meta for, you know, many years that it has to worry about competing with. It's just competing against the other stuff. But at the same time, we can't be careless and just say, oh, it's only Barracuda Trials, everything else we're doing is dead content, because that's not good either. So I don't know, not really a clear answer, but like, you're right that is the thing. So
yeah,
and it's definitely a concern for balancing.
So you answered 75% of my question. Let me rephrase the 25%, because I think it's important. Oh, the measurement end, though, you've definitely acknowledged it's important, and we do take it into consideration. And here's some of the difficulties of taking it into consideration, because, as you noted, high skill versus moderate and low skill, there can be a much bigger variety there than people might realize, especially for different kinds of metrics of when do you get XP drops and how much, or blah, blah, blah. But how do you actually measure the sweatiness? Or is it just vibe checks?
Game design is like 99% vibe checks, I swear. Like, I came into this originally being like, okay, well, let's measure and let's try and do this when I first started joining the company. And then you could have all the data in the world, but a player complains and says, I don't like the content, it doesn't feel good. And you go, well, actually, and then you point to all your data. And it doesn't mean a damn thing to the player, because ultimately their gameplay experience
like players don't care about the
which is where like
spreadsheets.
vibes are just much more important. at the end of the day, we're designing and
most.
working on a living game that players are, looking to pay for month to month. And if they're just not having a good time in the now, that's a reason for them to leave. So vibes are very important, and you can have all the data and all the calculations in the world. Ultimately, the most important thing is whether or not the player is having fun. And I know for some players, they'll just go, well, I'll have a ton of fun if you triple the XP rates of agility, and that's a whole separate discussion, which I disagree with. I think there's a difference between people complaining that it's a bit slow. Obviously, with sailing, we'll take that in mind. It's another thing when people say, hey, I'm having a great time, I just wish it was a bit faster, versus this is boring, it's a slog, it's painful. So there's definitely different kinds of feedback. But I would absolutely say, I can't give you the measurement in units of sweatiness that we use. It is very much on a vibes thing. And I think perspective's also very important. Lots of play testing, lots of different opinions. The amount of times I've turned around and gone, oh, I actually think this is pretty easy, and then, I'll maybe find someone on the team who is, say, less sweaty than I am at playing the game, and it was actually quite a moderate challenge for them. And that's not necessarily as clear cut as get good. It is just quite often when you're at the top of something, you can't see the bottom from the top. And I think that's something a lot of top players don't realize, is they think they know what a noob is, but in all honesty, they're probably looking at someone who's on the upper end of mid-level, They don't know what the bottom looks like at all, or anything close to it. So yeah, I could get a whole ramble about that, but yeah.
So much of what you guys have said in this whole stage, but especially you, Mod Husky, in the last few minutes, has just made me
really interested.
So grateful to know that someone on the inside agrees with me.
But
just so you
really
know,
interested in
for a
the,
living, I'm an economist, and I'm also a game designer. I work in Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So when you talk about BG3, that made me very happy.
On the Great Conch.
There are ways to use statistics, moderately advanced, to go reverse engineer. Actually, I legitimately mean it, sweatiness units. If you want to talk about that, let's talk. But that would not be on the stage. Thank you and have a great day. Shout out to World 345.
Thank you.
Shout out to what is World
discussion.
345?
I really appreciate you. I'm gonna move you over to the audience. Thank you so much.
Dead man. Oh.
Right, we only have a few more questions that we can get to. I know some of you guys have had your hands raised for a really long time, and
I know they have about 15 minutes. I think it ends at 11.
Yes. Hi, Turnip.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, just a short and sweet one, because I know there's a lot more people behind me, but island designs and all that sort of stuff, is it going to be purely persistent islands that are there on the map? Is it going to be a mix of that and procedurally generated, that kind of, I think, what RS3 has?
I don't think they do procedurally generated stuff.
We made a mention of the procedural generation stuff in the latest blog and on the stream. The TLDR of that, and sorry for paraphrasing, but
maybe they do.
It is something that we explored during our game jam. Maybe Nin, if you wanted to add a bit more context to this. However, we realized that the amount of work that's going to be involved in making that polished and feel good is just way outside of the scope of sailing. So it's something we like the idea of, but it is not going to be part of sailing's launch.
I don't like when they shunt stuff off like that anyway.
Okay, fair enough. Just to let you know, I'm not a fan of procedurally generated stuff. That's why I never kind of looked into the RS3 port stuff. But yeah, it was just a real quick confirmation. That's all.
Nin or Husky or Elena, did you want to speak a bit more about that, or are you happy leaving it?
I don't want everything to be
you mentioned me
RS3
by name, but it
dungeoneering,
was actually Modlania Mod Ed, I think. We're trying to. They went and looked at what RuneScape 3 has and tried to see how it would work in old school, and we had something up and running, but I'm not sure what shape it was taking. But yeah, definitely not something we're looking at for launch.
Yeah, I think that the big challenge with procedural generated stuff is that it needs a purpose. It needs a reason to be there.
Yeah.
And it gets gamified and sort of abstracted really fast. If you take Dungeoneering in RuneScape 3, for example.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It kind of just becomes a game of what is the quickest way to the boss room. That is your objective, right? A lot of the things in the dungeon itself you start ignoring.
It's exactly what I don't want.
It has its uses, definitely, but it can be my concern at least is that it would just be gamified and simplified a bit too fast. And I personally really like the I guess more personalized touch that we can add to islands that we create ourselves. It does lose that aspect of like you're re-exploring something, but at the very least, the first time that you do explore it, the quality of that exploration is going to be pretty good.
New logs.
All right, amazing. Thank you very much. I wouldn't want to take more time from the others, so thank you.
Thank you, Tana. Right, I'm gonna move you over to the audience. Trip is next.
Hello.
Trip, what's your question?
I know you guys talked about Slayer earlier, but I was wondering if you guys were going to add some sort of Slayer-specific tasks on some islands, or even potentially a Slayer master. I really like Konar, and I like getting Brimstone key chests, so I was wondering if you guys had anything similar planned.
Do we give spoilers for the next blog or not? I guess to the team, because they know the answer to this question.
I think that answer there is a spoiler.
Yeah,
Well-
the answer could be you wait for the next poll, really.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think that could go either way as well. It's something we've definitely talked about a lot. I don't know, we're just setting false expectations here.
Yeah,
I
I think we
Order
can
Slayer
probably
Master
say
makes
there's going to
sense.
be
This is the stuff
some
I like.
Slayer stuff on some island somewhere, probably. I think something
Some
that,
Slayer
that
stuff
I have
on
absolutely
some
no idea,
island
like, what
somewhere,
the deal with this is,
probably.
if we're even doing this, but like,
There's
let's
a
say we
Slayer
did a
dungeon.
Slayer dungeon, like the Fremennik Slayer Caves or something, on an island somewhere, and then that's now in the pool of areas that Konar can give you. That now like kind of upsets the Konar meta in a way, or like has an effect on it.
Sure.
I'm not sure if the rest of the devs have any kind of answers as to what that would look like, but it's something that has sprung to mind just now.
I think the
I
key
think-
thing is introducing things gradually, right? Like something like that could be quite upsetting to a lot of players initially, right? But you give sailing time to settle, you give people time to level up their sailing skill, and then if you were to add something like that, you would probably, consult the community first and talk about it and see, whether they feel like they are ready for that kind of update. And if they are, then go for it. But it's not something I would necessarily spring on the players, and I don't think I just want to be cautious with like what we're trying to introduce on launch, because there's going to be so many new things that if you start impacting too many metas as well, it might turn some people away from the skill.
That's a good answer. I'm excited for next blog post then. One other small thing. I'm not a huge fan of construction or the POH, but I am excited for potential customization of the ships. I don't know if you guys have anything planned for that at all.
Just ship customization in general.
Yeah, just looking like different from all the other players you see. Like maybe if you have a 99, you can have
I think that's
something similar
that's
to
in there.
your skill cape as your sails. And Nismo's adding me asking for a gold boat.
The gold.
I think it's safe to say, I mean, please don't shoot me, like, obviously correct me if I'm wrong here, panel, but there will be a level of customization on launch, but what that level is exactly in terms of cosmetics is still to be scoped at the moment. Like, I don't think we can be 100% confirming that when we're still sort of polling things. Is that correct? Would you guys say that's fair?
Is there any customization planned in the pool?
Yeah, I would say
To some
that's fair.
extent, yeah. Sorry, you
There's a
go
lot
on,
of
Hassan.
art. There's a lot of art exploration into how that is going to be done that still needs to be had, but we definitely like the ideas of like these increased levels of customization, and we know that players
Yeah.
consider them quite important to sailing. I think customization is always a system that's like very easy to plug into as well as time goes on. You can see like a random like league reward where it's like, oh, you get a new sail with a league logo, or like maybe not league logo but league colors or something like that. But there's still some tech questions for us to answer before we can give specifics as to what exact customization options will be available. But the team is incredibly passionate about it. Does that seem like fair, Elena?
Yeah, that's fair. I was gonna say I don't think it has too much impact on like the current polling schedule or anything, because it has more to do with sort of like core sailing, which has passed the poll. So I wouldn't think that like the stuff on islands would necessarily impact it. But it is what Husky is saying. It is an art exploration that is needed into like what kind of things on the boat can we actually customize, and then for us in design to work with art to figure out, okay, you know, if we are going to, I don't know, make like a gold trim on your boat, for example, right?
Trimming
It's
boats.
up to us to decide like where does that come from.
Trimming
Do we want
sails.
that to be like a really prestigious item, or do we want that to be more of a like, you know, thing that you can get quite easily just to stand out a little bit? Those kind of decisions are the ones that we have to make whenever we think about cosmetics.
Yeah, I appreciate the answers. I don't want to take up other people's times.
Thank you so much, Trip. I really appreciate your question. Okay, right. We're gonna finish the Q&A with our friend Alpha Walrus. I think we've spoken to
Alpha
him
Walrus.
on like one of our very first Discord stages. Hi, Walrus.
Oh,
how are you doing?
hello. Yes, I was gonna say it's been a while. And in tradition, I'm gonna be re-asking an old question because I just realized yesterday that I think I asked this like 2 years ago, which is insane to me that we've been doing this for so long.
It's been a while.
I have been out a little bit. I've been keeping up with the blogs. I don't remember exactly, so kind of half a question is, where are we going to be changing the texture on the ocean? But the more important question that I'm re-asking was, if you guys, what do you think about if we were to add like the islands and stuff and like the ocean texture, if that's still a thing, like a week or so before people actually get to go out in the ocean, kind of like a Taverley Gate 2.0 of everyone being able to see the content
Oh,
they can't do
interesting.
yet, and just having to sit there and wait for a week while also giving time for the team to
I
make sure
actually
that
really
everything's
like
in
that.
the main game before players actually get a chance to go out and sail.
It's an interesting question. So I guess we should take the water visuals first.
Mhm.
Does anybody on the panel want to speak about that? I do have an answer.
She's so
for it.
quiet.
I need to double check what we said in the blog. I can give you a TLDR. Maybe Nin?
I can take it
Okay.
if you want.
Perfect.
So we don't have an artist on here at the moment, but I know that Mod Grub has been working on the water textures, and what he's trying to do is keep it very similar to the existing texture. Like, we don't want to mess with that too much because it is a very nostalgic look. I think, at least to me, like you see water like straight off of Tutorial Island. Even the first thing you see on Tutorial
That's-
Island
yeah,
is
that's
you go to
true.
a pond
It
and you
is,
start
like,
fishing, so you see
iconic.
water. That texture is really important. It's something that we're trying to keep, and so the texture that you saw on the water in the alpha was like a slight variation of that, and most people probably didn't even notice, but there were some adaptations done to it to make it a bit easier on the eyes, like just toning down some of the sharper parts of it, is my understanding anyway. Now there will be variations of that same texture, like recolored versions across the ocean, and we've shared a map of what that will look like in the blog. We're using it to indicate both depth and different hazards in the water. So one example of a hazard is the storm around Temperos that you played in the alpha. If you went in there with a boat that wasn't set up the best way, like you hadn't upgraded your boat, you would start taking damage. So that indicates that it's a hazardous area. And we have multiple hazards across the ocean, and the different hazards have like different color variations as well. So hopefully that addresses that concern about the water not changing too much.
Absolutely, yeah. That's about what I thought. It's been a hot minute for me. I just want to double check that.
Yeah, all good. What was the second part?
Oh, the second one was what you guys thought about, like, if the like, I guess not the update coming out a week early in the sense, but like the changes to the map and stuff, like the islands being added and like being able to see the activities on the ocean before we actually get to sail out, kind of as like a teaser before we actually get to play it, and also, you know, giving time for the team to like make sure things are working in the main game before we all just jump into it. So, you know, we don't have like a league situation where there's a problem and things go down for a couple of hours kind of stuff.
funny since they just had like extra.
It would definitely be a
maintenance.
smart thing to do. There's already been a lot of kind of invisible work that has happened as part of the sailing project that has made its way in to the live game. Doing this kind of like piecemeal release of if we change a system or we update a bit of the updating the map is the really obvious one, right? That's the one where you can actually see, oh, something's changing or something's about to change. And yeah, you're absolutely right in that it gives us a chance to make sure that everything is stable and working. Because yeah, we don't want to run into any major issues on launch. I think it'd be a really good idea. I also like the what you say about it being kind of exciting, like the Tavily Gate.
Yeah.
I think that could be really cool.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
it also gives players the chance to like, oh, this is actually
That's
happening.
such a
'cause
good
One thing
idea.
I've noticed from like looking through blogs and stuff so much is that a lot of people really can't tell until they see it. Like I saw a lot of people sway with the alpha and everything, and I feel like there's some people that even though they're like, no, I'm not going to do that, or I'm not going to do that, I feel like even them, like some of the hardest disbelievers, if they're walking around the main game and all of a sudden they see stuff out in the ocean, they might go, oh my god, that looks so cool, I'm so excited. Oh well, guess what? It comes out in a week. Have fun.
Well, and like you get the collective experience too.
Yeah, it's a great idea. The only
of,
thing I'd
like,
be concerned about
waiting
is
with
like
everybody. And...
we know that people will data mine everything that is in the build. This happens on leagues, right? Like, in fact, we work with the wiki to display the tasks on leagues launch, but in any massive update, like all of the items, all of the NPCs, like everything is on the wiki very, very early because people are able to dig through what's in the build. My concern with launching sailing early is that you might end up spoiling some of those surprises. Even though like it's not accessible by players yet, it might still be possible to dig through some of that data. And that's just a question of like, are we happy revealing that? Like, is the hype worth it? Maybe it is, right? And maybe even revealing some of that data is part of the hype as well.
I definitely understand that. I mean, especially with like when sailing first comes out, I know obviously not everything will be out for sailing right away, as we all know, but like the stuff that we're already like talking like through and through, like in blogs and stuff, like we already kind of know, but I'm sure you guys got some surprises that you have planned that we haven't talked about at all, which also is very exciting. So I get what you're saying.
Awesome. Do you feel like it answered your question, Morris?
It absolutely did, yes. Thank you guys again so much.
Is that the last one? I think so.
2 years on. Be sure to
Yeah.
check in again.
Absolutely, when I can. You guys are
I'll
awesome.
never
Have a good
forget
time.
your name.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, I'll move you back to the audience, and we will finish our Q&A. All right, well, yeah, we are at 6. I want to say a massive thank you to our panel.
I'm gonna take a look at the
Shogun,
poll after this because I haven't actually
Elena,
read through it.
Wadmin, for such a lovely
Saw the blog
Q&A,
post.
and of course, thank you to our wonderful community. You guys make this really, like you guys bring all of the awesome questions, all of the content, and we just love it. It really boosts our mood. So thank you so much. Panel, do you guys want to say anything to round off the stage? Don't all speak at once.
Thanks for jumping in, listening, and thanks for the questions. It's always such a vibe being on these stages. I just, you never know what you're gonna get, but that's part of the fun.
That is super fun.
Get anything good from Nagwasnin?
XP.
Nice, nice.
Any levels that the chat can GZ you on, or no?
Sadly not, no.
Oh, sad. Next time.
I did Matthias of the Gothics, got 57 rune crafting. Yes.
Congratulations.
GZ Shogun in the chat. Thank you,
I'm
guys.
3 more levels away from doing Desert Treasure 2, so it's going well.
Do you want to
See you in a
round
few
up
months.
Shogun by telling the chat about either sandwiches or pizza?
I think it's a good time to end the
Alright,
the
later.
stage actually.
Okay. Alright, well, thank you guys so much. Yeah, sometimes the Discord does get a little bit quiet, like when we're busy, like obviously developing sailing or working on blogs, but we will try to check in when we can. And yeah, we just really appreciate you guys being here. and hopefully you stick around so that we can share more sailing news and stuff when it's ready. So yeah. All right, have a great day. See you guys later. Bye.
Yep. Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
everyone.
all.
All right, that was cool. All right. Big decision today. Do we keep the untrimmed crafting cape? Do we care? I feel like I should keep it. Maybe I'll go buy a few. Just die. Could even go die to Hispori. Upon dying to an NPC, your items will be transported to your grave, excluding your protected items. If the untrimmed cape is moved into Death's office, it will be safe there forever. So if I just do like a few copies in there, maybe? Then stash one at Hispori. Could just do Telegrab. I mean, that makes the most sense, right? I should probably go buy a few. Should probably just do multiple methods if I'm gonna do it, right? I think that makes the most sense. Alright, let's go do that real quick. Head on over to the crafting guild. Let's buy like skill cape. Skill cape. That's fine. Oh, do I need to like put it back? It's interesting I can't buy one while I have it in my inventory, but I can buy one while I'm wearing it. Okay, so I've got one on my back. Got two in here. So let's grab one, maybe two more. Just in case. Did I not grab it? We've got 3 crafting capes. Oh my god, Fang is 30 mil? So sick. Berserker's 4. Lightbearer. Almost 5. I was gonna say my bank value didn't drop as much as I thought after all these bones. That's part of why, I think. A lot of gear in here that's like gone up a lot. Everybody's speculating. 6 mil for the blowpipe. Even Abyssal Daggers back over 2 mil. Is this my best magic stuff? No, I mean the Arims is better. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at the poll. Is there a poll booth in here? There is. All right. So we've got our sailing pool roadmap here. Just it's a bit bigger. Great Conch, Tortugan quests, small scale sailing related quests, deep sea trawling. Okay, would you like us to add the Great Conch, a new island, as described in the blog? New skilling activities, resources, creatures, and unique rewards from this island are subject to future polls. So let's take a look-see. The Great Conch. Sailors venturing south into Unquiet Ocean may discover the Great Conch, an island that is home to a turtle-like folk called the Tortugans. I actually really love this. The island will contain a mixture of new content and rewards that will be pulled separately for now. Here's a quick overview of what you might expect. Host of existing okay, so they're gonna pull each of these individually, and I think this first question is just about the island itself. Like, then they'll go through individually. A host of existing woodcutting trees, as well as Jatoba and Campor trees that will give expanded uses to fire making and fletching. I will take expanded uses, that sounds great. Additional mining, hunter, and fishing spots, plus new blue crab hunting using hinged lid traps offering new crab meat to be used in cooking and herbalore. Cool, cool. Extra cow farming patch. Also submerged just off the coast, you'll find a coral nursery where you can farm coral, a useful resource for making new items. On top of that, you can expect all the usual shops, amenities, creatures, and more. I don't see why not. Seems like an easy yes. Alright, question 2. Subject to question 1 passing, I'd like to add Tortugan quest series consisting of 2 new quests that focus on the Tortugans. All unique rewards from these quests are subject to future polls. I'm gonna go with yes on that. Sounds like good world building. Should we add a series of small scale quests for world building? Yes. And then I don't know, I want to know what deep sea trawling is. Oh, here's some more info about the conch. Let's go through that first. Woodcutting, firemaking, and fletching. On the Great Conch, you'll find familiar trees like teak, mahogany, and yew, as well as new trees found in the Sacred Grove. This is an area of great importance to the Tortugans, and they're not letting just any noob in. You'll have to prove yourself and get acquainted with their ways of life first, I assume by the quests. Only players who take time to befriend the Tortugans will be rewarded with access. New trees means new logs. Subject to polling, of course. This will be covered in our next poll blog, along with our plans for how these resources will be used and how they will impact the wider game. For now, we'll share that Jatoba logs will mostly be used within the Tortugan questline, while Campor logs will have wider impacts on firemaking, fletching, and shipbuilding. Interesting. So, one actual new tree. We'll see if these are even... it may be like a... whatever. One of the niche tree types, like the Arctic pines or whatever. Mining, hunter, fishing. Looking to shake up your skilling, Great Conch will also have mining, fishing, and hunter spots spread across the land. Plus it's got some great views of the ocean, very relaxing. We saw how much you liked bank crabs, so we'll do you one better on the Great Conch. Proposing a new hunter training method, crab hunting. This is a brand new training method which involves catching crabs using hinged lid traps. Once caught, you can use a knife on the creatures to obtain meat for cooking and herb lore. Since all this is subject to polling, keep an eye out for our next poll blog, where we'll be taking your feedback and suggestions. I think that's cool. Farming. Take your farming runs one step further. Great Conch will have additional Calquat patch as well as brand new farming method, coral farming. Coral nurseries are new farming patches. Plural. Where coral fragments can be propagated until they mature. Unlike normal patches, these nurseries are found in the sea. During refinement, we called this a hybrid training method. But since we think it makes sense for it to sit within farming only, as you're not directly using a boat for this activity. Okay. Once again, you'll need to wait for skilling and content resources pool for the details. Tortugan's quests. You know, I don't even really want to read through this because I want to do the quest. I didn't play the alpha. If you took part in the sailing alpha, you might have noticed several small islands scattered throughout the ocean. Some of these you may have visited, like the Pandemonium, while others are brand new and waiting to be explored. You're not on land, you can easily feel like you're being swallowed up by endless blue tiles, if not much continent exists around you. In our early play testing sessions with NDA players, we noticed that without any useful landmarks for navigation, players could get easily lost. Having small islands instead of fewer larger ones doesn't just solve this problem, it helps make the ocean feel more alive. More islands will also support more gradual progression between 1 and 99 sailing, rather than giving you one massive island at level 30 and having to wait till level 60 for another one, etc. Okay, I like this. So they've got just a few different, just like little islands and atolls. Oh, it's like a standalone port. Interesting. It's all really good. It's all really good. I'm not going to spoil the quest for myself. Whoa, this is cool. Make sure I don't log out. Yes, yes, yes. Northern, Untamed, Eastern, Unquiet. So that's where this will be. Oh my god, there are so many islands. Holy cow. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. A lot more are named than I thought. Little Pearl, Onyx Crest. All right. This is cool. At launch, we aim to have Ardent. Okay, that makes sense. Unquiet. Makes sense. Shrouded. Western. And Northern Oceans available. So all these. Eastern and Untamed. And Sunset. This is gonna be huge. I mean, they've spent so much time on it, so it makes sense. Okay, we'll revisit that. Alright, new hybrid training method. Deep sea trawling. Sailing and fishing. Taking place out in the deep seas where you can catch new rare types of fish. Okay. Track down a shoal of fish optionally with the help of a sonar orb facility. Oh, cool. This is like an actual like item. Optionally, spread some bait from fish offcuts stored in the chum bucket facility. Increase your fishing duration and catching effectiveness. Oh, and I saw somebody was saying that they were going to make cutlets from more types of fish, just rather than like the leaping, like the fly fishing stuff. So that makes sense. I need to look at fish prices. Navigate over a shoal and deploy your trawling net facility while keeping your ship aligned to the shoal as it moves. Gather fish in your net to receive both fishing and sailing XP, optionally storing any caught fish in your cargo hold. Once the shoal is depleted, you can move on to finding new shoal or return to port with your haul of fish. As you level up your venture into deeper parts of the sea, you'll encounter higher tiers of shoals, introduce more complex gameplay, new hazards to contend with, but also rare fish. Some of the new fish to be introduced include giant krill, haddock, yellowfin tuna, halibut, bluefin tuna, marlin. HP restored, utility, or special effects of these fish will be blogged and pulled separately, something we're eager to hear ideas and feedback on. That sounds awesome. Fishing needs some stuff. During refinement, we explored several hybrid training methods, including deep sea trawling, fishing and sailing, mineral dredging, mining and sailing, coral farming, farming and sailing, sea monster hunting, slayer and sailing. So they already talked about coral farming, and they decided to leave it at just farming. It sounds like, at least for now. They've always said like they can expand. Yeah, we'll see. These were all received positively, so we picked one to flesh out properly. So they're just doing the trawling one. You can expect more hybrid training methods in the future, but for now, please welcome deep sea trawling. I like this a lot. So we're gonna wrap up our vote here, but we'll get back to prayer, but we'll continue browsing through the post here in just a second. Man, I timed this prayer grind so well. Like with my offsets of other investments, I think this whole thing went from costing me like 150 mil to like 80 mil. It's so good. Pray. Oh, Slayer's gonna be so much more AFK now. It's gonna be great. Alright. So this method combines sailing and fishing, collecting unique fish that can have powerful effects. This activity is group friendly, so you can bring your friends along. You know, that's going to be one of my goals this summer. I need to get more... I used to be super social in this game. I need to get more social again. You'll earn sailing and fishing XP. Might be cooked into powerful foods or used in herbalore to craft new potions. Should be a reasonable moneymaker. To get started with deep sea trawling, players will equip their ship with specialized trawling net facility. At least one player, either you or a crewmate, must operate the trawling equipment to catch fish while the boat follows a moving shoal. I'm really curious how the crew is gonna work. Like, I really think that they have a chance to make this really a good opportunity for like trade-off, right? For like the classic like higher XP rates, more managed, like actively managed, all the way to like potentially like kingdoms of miscellanea level AFK, right? Where you just like send your people, like I don't know how they're gonna do it, but we'll see. I think it would be cool to have like, you know, unlockable slots for ships. Maybe I just need to read more into it, but like unlockable like slots for ships. Maybe you can get like 3 max or something. And then crew them up and send them off to like do their own thing. And maybe they won't do it like super efficiently. I want to say RS3 did that too. Like, like where you like sent them on voyages or something. I remember that. Staying on top of the shoal and working as a team together, large hauls is the key to gathering large hauls of fish. As you level up, you'll be able to upgrade your trawling gear. Take on more. Okay, so it'll be tiered like that. Okay, in addition to accessing deeper waters, upgraded nets will also increase the minimum quantity of fish obtained per successful catch, making investing in better facilities feel like a worthwhile use of your time. And usually with stuff like that, the earlier the better. Chum bucket. I wonder if it's gonna be like annoying to refill like a chum bucket. We'll see here in just a sec, but Want to hit 3? Or if they're gonna have like an option, or at least like an item, like the infinite or the unlimited compost bucket or whatever, bottomless compost bucket, bottomless chum bucket. Let's check it out. Chum bucket is an additional. It's an additional facility. It holds and spreads bait into the water, which can reduce the rate at which the shoal disperses. In addition to extending the shoal's lifespan, spreading bait also increases the number of fish caught. You must be locked into the chum bucket facility in order to use it. An NPC crewmate is assigned to the chum bucket. The captain will gain the capability to issue a command to spread the bait from anywhere on the boat. Each chum bucket will allow you to store up to 1,000 of each bait type. Okay, so it is kind of like that. 10 pieces of bait have been successfully fed to the shoal. There's a percentage chance that the shoal will not deplete, allowing players to catch fish for a longer time. Okay. Sonar orb. Another additional facility. One sec. So this is gonna be like... I want to know all about sailing. Maybe I'll just go through the wiki whilst we continue the grind. Also got to get a farming run in. Only got 11k. Sonar orb is another facility which can help you detect where shoals of fish are using sonar. The facility doesn't require locking in to use, you simply need to click on it. Okay, so it's just something like you add to your ship. Gives a general direction, whereabouts, whereas the first gives you a general direction. Oh, there are currently 2 tiers. First gives you a general direction, whereas the second gives you a hint arrow directly over the shoal. Hint. Please note that whilst 3 facilities are explained here, only one, the trawling net, is required to try deep sea trawling. Okay. So I wonder if that's what the beta is going to be like. Maybe they won't test out all those things, or maybe they will because they told them about us, or they told them to us. So you'd want to test stuff you know you have in the works, right? All right. Oh, here we go. Bait and offcuts. We've seen the sentiment that low-level skilling supplies have little use once. Yes, that is so true, and I think that this was my first thought. Low-level skilling supplies have little use once you've leveled past them. This is especially true of fish. There's so many sardines a person can stomach. Some fish can be cut into offcuts as a replacement for bait. Bait is so cheap that there's no reason to do so. Aerial fishing implemented a similar system, but it's contained to that one activity. Deep sea trawling will let you use all types of fish as bait, creating progression where you use low-level fish to catch higher-level ones. To accomplish this and streamline the system, we're removing fish chunks and rolling out 3 types of fish offcuts. Regular, fine, and premium. If you already have chunks in your bank, firstly, apologize to your banker. Then, don't worry, they'll be converted to the appropriate type when sailing launches. Interesting. Because I guess that makes sense because they're all the same tier. This is just limited to that one activity. So let's see. So they'll just turn into regular offcuts. Fine fish, offcuts, shark, turtle, manta ray, anglerfish, dark crab, premium NA. I assume that's going to be the new fish. and bluefin. Oh, you just can't get premium without doing trawling. That makes sense. Okay. Is there anything that I wanted to go back to before we move on? I want to look at those maps some more for sure. Wanted to skip the quests. And we covered the farming. Okay. I think that's about everything that I wanted to cover on that. But I am gonna continue to just like read through. I'm sure the wiki has like everything aggregated. Probably just go through and like catch up on all this stuff. Be right back. $99 prayer, somebody got it. Sailing. I'm actually super psyched for sailing. So that means I probably want to work on fishing. Probably Hunter. Definitely Slayer. Oh, they did the survey results last time. Okay, okay. I think I just found something cool. Hang on. Butterfly jars? How much are they going for? Actually 19 GP. Okay. Let's just buy like... I mean, I'm never gonna get that many. It's got like a 40 buy limit. That's crazy. I've never seen them that low. I was only tracking them because I was like catching butterflies to like test a method. Or at least that was a while back, but... What's their shop price? Because that may not have been worth it. That was probably dumb. You can literally buy them for 1 coin. Shit. That actually... Man, that might be a bot farm. But it wouldn't make any sense. Like, the buy limit is only 40. I don't know. Keep doing this. Whatever, I'll use them. So that guy might actually be smart, like buying a Fang for like 25 mil. I just don't have the money or like the cash currently. And who knows if he'll actually get it. Fish chunks mooning right now? I mean, not really. Actually at like all-time lows. Which makes sense now that we know that they're going to be tiered and going to be the lowest tier. People are like, well, I'm pretty much just going to skip that. Maybe not all-time lows, but they're at lows. Honestly, prayer, how I got all these levels, like it's so fast on mobile. It's crazy. Like the rate you can click is way better than like a poorly optimized screen on a PC like I have. We gotta go somewhere and die with our skill cape. I'm sure I can figure out how to die. An easy death. How to die as fast as possible. I wonder, can I do Tears of Guthix right now? It's been a week. Might just go knock that out real quick. Select activity. What's the easiest teleport? Oh, I guess it would be literally right here. Teleport menu. Tears. See if we can do it. Just grab maybe a rune crafting level. Tell me a story. You tell me a story. Empty my hands. What? Oh, the blue ones. Will you go? I think I already botched my personal best. Unless I got more quest points, maybe. Stayed. Tears of Guthix is more stressful than it needs to be, I swear. Oh, why am I typing? Maybe not our best run, but hey, it's alright. Oh, you can just let it go if it's still blue? Oh, that's so awesome. I did not realize that. I thought you literally had to click. So if you just get back-to-back blues, you can just keep doing that? Optimizing, baby. Too short. Which is great, because I messed up a little bit. Sweet. Less than 9k to a level. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I still don't super understand how to do, what is it? Guardians of the Rift and whatever. You know what, let's get our deaths out of the way. Teleport back in there. Take all this stuff off real quick. Is it? Oh. Move that. I could probably just go die to like White Knights or something. It's like right here. So deposit one. One to wear, one for Hespori. Man, I gotta look it up again. Skill cape. Okay. We're gonna try the telegrab on one of them. Leave that in the bank. Hespori. Do I have access to chambers? No, because I need to do like, what, Desert Treasure 2 or something? Location. Oh, I can't. I think I can actually get there. Yeah, if I just go to Farming Guild. So let's do that real quick. So, cape. We'll get our skills necklace. That'll be alright. Head over to the Farming Guild real quick. And I think it's what? South? Yeah. The music on this in this area is so crazy. Oh shit. I think I go this way. Esoteric Shrine. No, I don't want to die here. Should I pray? What, mage? This is correct, right? Yeah. Oh, there's a fairy ring here. That would have been. Whoa. Forgot I didn't turn that notification down. Thank you, Gina James. Pretty sure that's how you say it. Go north from here. Right. Sweet. Oh, this is a good troll killing spot. I'm gonna remember that. Oh my god, I could have just taken the minecart. What have I done? That's okay. Hello, hello. How are you today? Oh, it's going. Wait, what? You must be in a party to go on a raid. Okay, so maybe we'll just skip that one. We'll just head on back to Falador. So, I just need to keep one for me, one for Aspori, and the rest can go to death. So keep 2. Then we'll go find a way to die real quick. Let's turn retaliate off. Sure, this is probably not the quickest, but oh, it is multi-combat, so I can just tag. I mean, there's got to be something quicker that kills me, right? Okay, they're hitting me, at least. Which game do I stream mostly? This. Old school RuneScape. I mostly do MMOs. It's my jam. But all kinds of them, like this to... I mean, I've played like Star Citizen, PlanetSide. It depends. I mean, with my day job, I have summers off, so I stream a lot in the summer, or at least that's the plan. Not quite daily. I usually take the weekends off, hang out with my partner and all that. Yeah, just kind of getting back into it. Let's see. Probably also do Death. The untrimmed cape is moved into Death's office. It will be safe there forever. Spori. Arno will hold your items. Requires 65 farming. Requires 25,000 to reclaim the items. These methods are available. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, so I need to grab more expensive items. Sure. So let's grab... I mean, sure, let's grab just like... another relatively expensive item. Yeah, I'll just grab this plate body. Let's see, ring. There's a faster way to do this. Let's do this. Go to the Grand Exchange. We will deposit these couple items. And we have 3 expensive items, 2 skill capes. Nothing, wearing nothing. So we will head to Feldip. And we'll go die to these dragons, because that'll be pretty quick. Boom. Okay. So now let's go check Death's office. Bada bing, bada boom. So I have him bring those. Then I just leave it. Now we will go to Hespori with our other cape. Store it up in there. See the bones. I'm gonna make sure that I have enough bones. I need 8,576. And I have, says 7,500. Okay, so let's sell some stuff real quick. After Hespori. Skills necklace, head on over to the farming guild. And we will grab one skill cape. Head on down. I just wait for it to kill me, I think. I wonder if there's a plugin for this. Sure there is. Hespori. Timers. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, so now he's at the farming guild. Let's just go make sure that it's in there. These away now. Let's grab. Grab our cape out. That's the one that we're gonna keep and try telegrabbing. Grab out a ring of wealth. Alright, let's sell off some stuff real quick. We'll see. I think I'm just gonna get rid of these. I think that's fine. I think I might get rid of this for now. Don't need leather boots in there. Any resources that I can get rid of right now? Nothing super valuable. Already sold off all my farming stuff. I guess I can get rid of these for now. I was gonna alch them, but that's okay. Sell off all that stuff. I don't know why I have all these mithril pickaxes. Probably not going to use willow roots anymore. Okay, Let's see where that goes. I mean, that'll be plenty, I think. That's actually going for higher. So let's try to get our money here. Is it like damaged? I wonder. So these. Bing bada boom. Okay. Let's grab cash. Anything up here? Don't necessarily want to sell any of this stuff. I could get out of cannonballs. They've already rebounded in price. I bought them below 200. So let's go ahead and get those gone. 219. Wow, that's pretty good. What did I buy those for? That's past week. Cannonballs. Bought them for 191. That's gonna be sweet when those sell off. Okay, and I will grab Dragon Bone. Well, let me grab the ones I have out. That way we can get an exact count here. So I need exactly sure. Updated yet. So my current XP is 11132. 276. And our target level is 99. Bones on a lit altar. Need 7,000. Oh my god, we only need. I'm glad I checked because we literally only need 10 dragon bones. I'm probably gonna buy like, we'll just do 100 in case like an altar isn't lit or something. That should be plenty. Dagon High sold. Nice. Okay, so we have all the bones we need. Got them all. Let's just knock out a farming run real quick. These skills necklace. Need this. Oh yeah, I have this. This tab. Doesn't have the teleports though. So what I need to do is I just straight up need to sit down and work my way through tabs and organizing and everything. What else? What else? What else? I think that should be good. Party, Catherby. Guild, Red, Mortania. Alright, let's start with Mortania. Definitely getting 90 here in just a minute. That's not what I wanted. You for real right now? Get out of here. I hate that you can be attacked at this patch. What's the combat level? 61. So you literally need to be like, what? 122 before it stops attacking you. That sucks. All the more reason to max combat, I guess. He's gonna attack me now. Fuck, dude. Get out of here, man. Should've just brought a weapon. Oh, you're the worst, dude. Kill it with the sectors. But he has a healing mechanic? That is such bullshit. I don't like that. Oh, he's not attacking me, thank God. Attacking that guy now. Because I sold off all that stuff for nothing. But hey, I got some walking around money. It's pretty good. Sweet, I'm gonna get a combat level next, good. You know what? Fuck the Snape grass, dude. Who needs it? What was I gonna say? I don't know. At least I have walking around money now. It's so wild to me that people use superior dragon bones. If I started using them right now, it would cost me 89 mil to get to 99 from 97. It's crazy, crazy. Wow, the cannonballs are selling off. Let's get it. 12% return, 24 GP each. Hopefully they can all sell off. That would be cool. I'll drop it lower if it doesn't though. Still think it's a good little swing trade there. Level 90. Let's go. Now grow redwood trees. Oh, they all sold off. 264k swing trade. Not bad, not bad. I honestly forgot I bought them till this morning. Head on over to, let's go to the bank real quick. Really need to unlock the like whistle teleport or whatever. Yeah, it's right there at the Hunter Guild. Alright, so what do I need to do for redwood trees? Redwood tree farming. Be nice to have another thing to do around the farming guild. What? Oh. There you go. So I need a redwood seed. Where do I get those? I can just buy them. Redwood sapling. Just buy the saplings. Been a big week. 1900 total. About to get 99 prayer. Probably do that. If not today, we'll probably do that tomorrow. Just got 90 farming. Then I think like really the next step is then work on our base 70s. So like Slayer and rune crafting. As much as I hate rune crafting. Why did I grab a Camelot teleport? That's not the right teleport. We need an Ardong teleport. Bada bing, bada boom. Head on up. Totally could have ran from Camelot. That's okay. It's interesting, I've noticed these like pirate guys that do the clan recruitment, they're standing in their normal spots but they're like muted. Wonder if a moderator came around and muted them up. Would be deserved. I don't know why this dude's my friend, but he is. Forget who this is. I don't remember. So I may, after this, I think I'm going to do a tree run for sure. And then I'll do the redwood tree at that point. So I got to remember to go to the exchange and grab that stuff. That's the wrong thing. Oh man, I forgot compost in the farming guild. That's alright. Right. To Falador. There we go. Alright, Mr. Leprechaun. Thank you, sir. So what else did we learn from the sailing stuff? I should probably get my fletching up a little bit. I think 90 farming is good. Curious if there's going to be anything higher tier, because it seems like above level 90 is like, there's not a ton of stuff. If anything, really. Fishing. Probably want to get Herblore and agility to like 80 at least. to start. Oh, Genie, yes. Straight into rune crafting, sir. Planting a sapling in the redwood tree patch in the farming guild requiring a spade yields 230 farming experience. Grown to a redwood tree after 6,400 minutes, 4 days and 10 hours. That's a long time. Is that worse than mahogany? Probably. Yields 22,450 farming experience. It's a nice chunk. That means I really don't need to buy that many redwoods. I mean, if I buy 10 of them, it'll be a lot. Wonder if I could probably get to like 90 million total XP today. Between this and prayer. Alright, let's hit the farming guild first. That way we can grab the grapes like we've been doing. Herbs. Come back for that tree later. Dang it, I told myself I was gonna go to the exchange and grab the redwoods before I came here. That's okay. We'll come back when we do the magic tree. I didn't hear anything about rune crafting in sailing. I don't know why I would expect it, but still. Let's see. Fire making. Yeah, especially now that they have the bonfire method. Yeah, I could definitely knock out some fire making. And we're over 2 hours now, and I might need to stretch my legs between these farming runs real quick. Finish this up first, though. Then I'll go stretch my legs just for a minute. Grab a new drink. Man, oh man. Really don't know if there's anything past 90 that's like worth unlocking. Redwoods. I mean, I guess like max spirit tree locations. This makes sense. Oh, it's dead. That's alright. Grab these dragon fruits real quick. And then off to Gooden Guild. Last herb patch. Let's clean these up real quick. Actually plant the seed. There we go. dude's name. We all old. So true. So very true. Was there anything else that I needed to do? Don't think so. Get these grapes out of the way and then I'm going to stretch my legs. So I know I won't want to do them when I get back. Surprises me every time. Let's see, we need 2 gardening trowel and a spade, maybe? I think so. Alright, that was a nice chunk of XP. Alright, I gotta switch the music to random. This is crazy. Guess I should clear them when they're done. You are now using random music mode. Thank you, thank you. Hey, I have a question, Gallo. Can I pay you too? No. Like, can you clear these for me? I actually don't want to do this. That's alright though. It's not like the trees. Apparently. It's 2 ticks. Last few planets. Oh, I'm so psyched for this prayer level. Like I was saying earlier though, it's like easier to train prayer on mobile these days. Didn't realize that. Probably would add 99 a while ago. It's better this way with the pricing, I think. Forget what our record was. 152 or something. I think we're gonna beat that. Like the little like wisps that pop up. It's a cool like area effect. $67. We got so many grapes. $188. I feel like that's higher than last time. So I shall take it. Let's grab saltpeter and our grape seeds. Oh, I also just remembered I have like Crystal Tree to do. It's like a new thing in the rotation. It's exciting. And I think before I start my Slayer grind, I need to make some divine potions. I may start working on that. Check out the divine potions on the wiki. Divine potion. Alright, grapes are good. So I will set up for birdhouse run here real quick. Is it a chisel and a knife? Yeah. Constantly forget that. Chisel, knife, and then U-log still. Birdhouses. Yeah, till one more level. Okay, we'll teleport over there. I forgot the seeds. You guys missing something. Let's see, we need been using potato seeds. Did I not grab them? Now we will head over to Fossil Island. And I'm going to stand here real quick while I go stretch my legs. I will be back in like, I don't know, 5 minutes. 2.5 hours in. I'll be right back. We're back. Alright, let's knock this out real quick. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like it didn't even happen. Empty the birdhouse. It'd be nice to do this with magics. I feel like it'll increase the XP quite a bit. I guess I could probably look that up. So, divine potions. I think that's the next step. I mean, what? Divine super combat? Attack, strength, and defense. So those make the most sense, right? More offers going through. All right. Still waiting for a spirit seed. One of these days. One of these days. So really I just need Bastion, Battle Mage, and Super Combat. That covers all three, right? I think that makes the most sense. Alright, let's get... Really just need money now, and saplings. Ooh, mahoganies are done. So let's run to the exchange real quick. Make sure that we have everything. Let's see, I need money, the compost. Compost. Maybe a rake. A spade. And I need at least a couple mahogany saplings. Thank you for the follow. Need to write that down to like figure out how to change the alert box. Advanced. For alert box settings, yes. It's okay. Thank you for the follow. Mahogany saplings. They're really only like. They're really that cheap? Mahogany sapling. I guess they are. I mean, should I just buy like a bunch then? Probably. And then let's get 8 crystal. We need more magic saplings. Let's grab those. These are the expensive ones. Grab 10 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six of those. Crystal. And redwood now. Redwood saplings. 10 of those. Sure. Take one of those out. Right. Let's head over to Tree Gnome Village. Stronghold, rather. Grab these guys. And from here I can bank. That's grab a Lumbridge teleport. Grab another Ring of Wealth. So we have one on us. And we have the crafting cape, so we're good on that. I didn't grab a skills necklace. There we go. Decided that I want to get this redwood into the ground quick. Since it takes 4 days and all. Oh, look at it. It's so tiny in there. Alright. Isn't too bad. Celestris. Sapling. X. I guess you don't need the axe when it's dead, huh? Let's grab the tree we're actually here for. One thing is you don't get the roots. I did not think about that. I guess that doesn't matter too much though. Though I'm sure there's like, I know there's one for like Varrock Diaries. Alright, last one's in Tavelry. There you are. Of our mahogany, any of our mahogany. Those are all we need. We'll be done with that. $17.94 is the GE price. There's the guide price. Need anything else? I'm just gonna cancel this. Reslot. That's fine. Can we? I note these. Yes. So many uses. Awesome. Sell the buckets back. Maybe they'll sell for that. If not, it's okay. Grab 3 mahogany logs. Oh, and the crystal tree. Do that after. Let's grab dig site pendant. It's probably easier to go to the dig site itself. And travel. Yeah, 'cause then it's like right here. Eventually I'll just leave these here. Just be able to chop logs. It's not a terrible spot, I guess. Maybe the Elf City one is better though. So let's go to Elf City real quick. Knock out our crystal tree. Nice. Oh yeah, this one you have to chop. That's right. It's totally fine. Then let's grab these. There's that little patch over here. To the right. Nice. Need to get as many of those shards as possible. These runs are in a good spot where I could just go start another herb run right now if I wanted. That's pretty cool. Wonder if I've actually gone and done all the farm trees or the fruit trees. Got all that stuff done. Let's go work on prayer more. Alright, we're already in the correct world and everything. Dang, and the house is still here. Let's go. Quebeci's here. Nice. Trying to adjust some stuff off screen here. Sorry, y'all. Let's see. All right, we're hitting 3 hours here. I think I'm gonna call it. Got some other stuff that I need to do, and I can train some prayer off stream. Might save the 99 though. We'll see if I can restrain myself. One more inventory. One more inventory. All right, y'all. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Made some awesome progress this week. And yeah, I'm sure we'll make some more tomorrow. I should be on tomorrow, at least for a little bit. Yeah, be kind to each other, be kind to yourselves. Catch you guys later.